The topic of continuous discussion is that China is becoming a new superpower and displacing the US from the global power structure. This narrative has advanced significantly due to China's successful recovery from the COVID-19 pandemic-related global economic crisis and Donald Trump's policies of NATO alliance alienation over the past 4 years. There's no question that China has already established itself as a worldwide economic powerhouse. By 2028, it is predicted to overtake the US as the largest economy in the world. Despite being behind the US in military capability, China is closing the gap thanks to increased investment on weaponry technology and the development of various covert weapons. Beijing appears to be coming to the conclusion that the relationship between the United States and China will stay tense for some time. However, President Xi Jinping and others have claimed that China's efforts to advance into the center of the international stage benefit from time and momentum. Chinese officials know that challenges lie ahead as their nation works to achieve its objectives. To achieve this, China appears to be pursuing a three-pronged medium-term strategy, preserving a non-hostile external environment to concentrate on domestic priorities, decreasing dependence on the United States while increasing dependence on China among the rest of the world, and extending the influence of China abroad. At the same time, both domestically and internationally, China's activities are prompting substantial responses. It is yet unclear whether China can use this feedback loop to solve its vulnerabilities, and only China will be able to provide an answer. The question is whether the Communist Party-led China will ever be as formidable and complete a powerhouse as the US has been for the past 8 decades. There is little doubt that China will surpass the US in terms of economic and military might sooner rather than later. During the Cold War era, when the US and the Soviet Union fought for supremacy, the Soviet Union's military might and ability to lead alliances matched America's. But even at its height, the Soviet Union could never challenge US dominance in either economics or culture. Before China rivals the US as a global powerhouse, it must overcome several geopolitical and cultural obstacles, much as the Soviet Union in the past. Even if China surpasses the US in terms of economic and military might, it cannot hope to have the same respect and acceptance on a global scale. In terms of ideology, politics, and culture, a democratic US will always be superior to a communist China. China is a strong state, but its politics might be highly unstable. It's very hard to foresee when a political upheaval will start in a closed system. In this nation, the head of Interpol or a well-known billionaire could vanish without leaving any trace. Hundreds of Chinese millionaires have relocated abroad to safeguard their riches from unforeseen future events and to take advantage of the opportunities offered by open societies. Although China has become wealthy and invests substantially in higher education, every year 600,000 Chinese students leave the country to pursue their higher education abroad. While China's economy has expanded for years, 10 million Chinese have left the country searching for work. In contrast, 51 million individuals worldwide have migrated to the US for better jobs and a higher standard of living. In addition to being in a dangerous neighborhood, China lacks reliable partners with significant influence. On the one hand, during the Cold War, the democratic US had developed close ties with numerous militarily and politically potent nations in the area, including the UK, Germany, Japan, and Australia. While gaining new allies like India, it nevertheless retains those allies. In contrast, Russia is China's only significant ally in the world, but their alliance has a number of flaws and has not stood the test of time. China's future military, economic, and political dominance over the combined forces of the US and its allies will be difficult to envision. The US is unwavering. There is no chance that China will challenge the US as the world's cultural superpower, as it has always been that. In addition to giving it an ideological advantage over the US, its democracy and freedom also have a global impact on literature, music, and the media. The US is a nation of immigrants, and as such, it symbolizes and enhances global cultures and ideas. But China has historically been a closed society. Mandarin is hardly a contender to replace English as the most widely spoken language in the world. China will always struggle to overtake the US and assume the top spot in the contest for world power. Similar to the Soviet Union, just a small portion of it will be considered a superpower. If the US doesn't frequently commit acts of self-sabotage as it has in the previous 4 years, it has every chance of being competitive for a very long time. What are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and click the bell icon so you never miss an update from us.